Welcome back to Kossi's Arsenal podcast. My name is Kossi. These are your player ratings. Arsenal 3, Brentford 0. Another super performance, another Teta Meet masterclass, another quality performance. It never seemed like we were under pressure. It never seemed like Brentford had any chances in that game. When it was 0-0, there was no quality from Brentford. When it was 3-0, it was always quality from Arsenal. Rival fans are really scared of this Arsenal side. But one thing I'm going to say is we don't even have the squad depth we need. I don't think this Arsenal side is playing at our very best. Chances are seldom coming by. We are not scoring those goals you feel 5-0, 6-0. If we get to that level, what will they say? But anyway, let's dive into the player ratings. Mark every player out of 10 with me in the comment section. Let's start off with Aaron Ramsdale. Another clean sheet, 3 clean sheets now out of 7 games. I think he's one of the goalkeepers that I've seen behind the scenes fuming for missing a clean sheet. So he's going to be very, very happy with himself. Look, it's not easy to compete with the likes of Jordan Pickford, Nick Pope, and Henderson for the England number 1 spot. If you have a chance, you have to take it. And I think this is his chance. He's playing for Arsenal now. He's gotten away from Bournemouth and Sheffield United. His career is shaping up. You can see he's a quality goalkeeper. And I just love the way football has changed these days. Quality goalkeepers are not about reflexes and saves. It's all about your ball distribution. It's all about how you keep the ball. It's all about how you manage your penalty area. You command your penalty area. You come into challenges, and when you're called into action, can you respond? So for me, Ramsdale 8 out of 10. Not so much work to do for him today. Very, very surprising. I never expected me to say that after a Brentford game, but not so much for him to do in this Brentford game. But whenever he was called into action, he was definitely there. I just like the fact that he doesn't switch off like the likes of Alisson and Ederson, because when your team has a lot of possession and is controlling the bigger parts of the game, as a goalkeeper, it is natural you will lose focus. You will lose because it becomes boring. It literally becomes boring. But Ramsdale literally doesn't lose focus. He's always there. My problem with him are those small, simple mistakes. If you can iron them out, he's a top goalkeeper for me. Top goalkeeper. So 8 out of 10 for the clean sheet. Let's go Tottenham next and Liverpool. Can we keep a clean sheet in either of the two? That is going to be the big test for Aaron Ramsdale. But well done in this one. Ben White, 6.7 out of 10. Now, he played at right back yet again. Played well. In the first 10 minutes, I didn't know what he was trying to do because he was literally giving away the ball so cheaply. Unlike him, by the way. One of the things I've seen with Ben White, he's very cautious with the ball. He's not one of the players at Arsenal that will give away the ball extravagantly and so cheaply. He doesn't do that. Honestly, he doesn't do that. So the first 10 minutes for me didn't actually sit well. But as we grew into the game, as Arsenal regained possession, as we started imposing ourselves in Brentford, he became a little bit better. Now, why have I given him a 6.7 out of 10? The creativity in the modern side comes from fullbacks. If Aaron Hickey and Rico Henry was suppressed today, in that, because Brentford literally didn't create any chances from their fullbacks. Where are our fullbacks? I didn't see them. Ben White, Kieran Tierney, I didn't see them. Someone tell me Ben White created a decent opportunity in that game. If there was one, and I don't remember it, I'm only giving it just because I don't want to look the fool, but I don't remember a decent opportunity from my right back. And I just don't understand the commitment Mikel Arteta has with Ben White. Defensively, superb. But coming forward, in a modern system, you cannot stick to a centre-back playing right back. You literally cannot. And I just don't get it. So 6.5 for me doesn't offer so much coming forward, offers so much defensively. And in this game, yes, we kept Brentford at bay. I don't think Ben White had a lot to do defensively. 6.5 is so generous for me. He needs to add some quality, in the final third. If he's going to be a right back, if he's going to play whole season as a right back, then he needs to add quality in the final third. Otherwise, I'm not really convinced with that performance. Kieran Tierney as well. We've talked about Kieran Tierney, 6.7 as well. Literally, he came forward, right? Because the role in that inverted fullback role allows him to do that. But where were the chances? Where is the quality of a fullback? I can spot one run where we scored. Ben White making the overlap, Saka driving inside, finding Fabio Vieira, and then we stretched Brentford there and scored from a cracker, from a screamer. Yes, but Kieran Tierney, I struggle to find quality in this game. I struggle to find his quality in this game. Of course, that is partly to two reasons. One, he's trying to adapt to this new role of playing as an inverted fullback, yes. But, when you play with players like Gabriel Martinelli, they just elevate your performance. They just elevate your quality. He's so good to an extent that when you're combining with him, you must have a lot of quality to provide, you provide in the final third. Again, Kieran Tierney, not exposed defensively because Aaron Hickey, however much Aaron Hickey had a good game, I don't think Aaron Hickey really posed any kind of danger to us. But the question is, where is the quality in delivery? How many crosses did he bring in? And how many of them were quality? What did he try to do? To impact the final third? Again, I didn't see much of that. So 6.7. I still hope I'm very, very generous. Now, the centre backs, William Saliba, 8 out of 10. That is a beautiful performance. That is absolutely magnificent. You score a very crucial goal. After that, you make sure that we don't concede. Look, William Saliba is one of the centre backs that when you play against them, you literally have nothing to worry about because he doesn't have a big name, he doesn't have big masses, and he's not towering tall like the likes of Ben Mee and Taco Whiskey. But literally, whichever forward has played against them, apart from Marcus Rashford, because Marcus Rashford is lightning quick, and his finishing, however much I don't rate him, his finishing is up there, right? It's just like Gabriel Martinelli. No one rates them, but when they get into the final third, into your penalty area, they will take their chances. That is Marcus Rashford. So, apart from Marcus Rashford, he's the only centre forward I've seen bowling William Saliba. He's the only centre forward I've seen creating problems for William Saliba. Brian Buemo and Ivan Toney, they played a 3-5-2 formation. They played with 2 strikers. It didn't work out. Actually, if I'm Thomas Frank, my post-match team talk would be, guys, let's forget this game. We were absolutely anonymous because no Brentford player was available. So I would just tell the players, let's forget this game and just move on. So William Saliba, beautiful goal. Beautiful goal. Yes, the delivery is good, but Rob Holding, I'm telling you guys, Rob Holding doesn't score that goal. Harry Maguire doesn't score that goal. There are not so many centre-backs. I think that is Rafa Varane, not Rafa Varane, but Sergio Ramos class. Because with Sergio Ramos, you bet he's always gonna score those wins. And Saliba, the composure. You have to hit the target in that area, but it's not easy to hit the target from there because you're literally at the near post and you're heading the ball to the far post. Very difficult technique. It's just good. I've seen that he's picked up a little injury. We'll talk about that in Mikel Arteta's press conference and the team news. But look, his quality, his class, his name. Gabriel Magalhaes, 8 out of 10 as well. Now, it is quite disrespectful for me to give Gabriel Magalhaes 8 out of 10 and Saliba 8. But the reason that's why I'm giving Gabriel 8 is Ivan Toney. Now, honestly, Ivan Toney is one of the best forwards now in the middle Premier League, right? Because the Premier League has so many leagues. You have the battle for the best in the top 4. Then you have the mediocres, of course, from 10 to around 15. Then you have the relegation battle. Then you have this the top 4 and UEFA Conference League battle as well. So in the mid-table league, he's one of the best strikers in the Premier League. 5 goals already. We know the quality he possesses. We talked about it in the How to Beat Brentford video. He's always going to be the target man. He's going to spin in behind. He's going to run. He's going to cause you problems. He's going to use his chest and energy, run off your shoulders. And that's nothing. There's absolutely nothing. I looked for Ivan Toney throughout the 90 minutes. And I'm going to tell you 3 occasions where we saw him. One, there was a free kick where he tried to I think it was kind of an off-training ground flick. Brand Bemo flicks it back to him. He raises it and hits it above the bar. That is 1. 2, he had a beautiful header in the second half as the game was, moving towards the climax. And then he also had a very, very good ball to look for Brand Bemo. Actually, it wasn't a decent delivery, but I think he was trying to look for Aaron Heike, who was traveling round the back. Apart from those 3 instances, Ivan Toney was anonymous. If you have a better word to mean the guy disappeared, in the comment section, let me know. So Gabriel thought he did a very good job. And my problem with Gabriel Magalhaes is the consistency. If you do this against Tony, you must do it against Hurricane. You must do it against Darwin Núñez and Roberto Firmino and Diogo Jota. You need that consistency if you're going to become a centre-back for the world, if you're going to become a world beater. So 8 out of 10 for me today. Brilliant. Thomas Partey. Now, Thomas Partey, I have mixed reactions about him. Didn't play particularly to the levels that we know him, but the impact was massively marvelous. Now, I don't know. I think I should leave this one for the comments. With Thomas Partey, okay, let's go with a 7 out of 10. Let's go with a 7 out of 10. This one can be improved on, and if you want, you can reduce to a 6 or a 5. I'll be okay with this, and this is the reason. Partey is not fit. Partey is not even 50% fit. We know this. Right from the start of the season, he's picked up that injury and is playing and he's been playing with it, for the first 3-4 games of the campaign. When he picked up the injury, when the injury worsened, I think it was against Aston Villa, right? That is when the injury worsened, and Mikel said, "Okay, I'm not going to play you for the next few fixtures." And hope, to our advantage, some of the fixtures have been moved on. So not fit. Didn't really play very well, in my opinion. I saw him win the ball very effectively, by the way. His passing was also late. Didn't give away the ball lots of the time. And then, of course, his usual role. Get the ball and turn and help the team in transition. He did that very well. But I just felt like he was crawling onto the back of Granit Xhaka, because Xhaka was almost everywhere on the pitches, on the pitch today. So if it is not for Xhaka's super performance, I doubt Partey would have gone unnoticed. So let's cover him with a 7 out of 10 because he wasn't 100% fit. But this one you can add or deduct. I'll be absolutely okay with this one. So Thomas Partey, again, I'm so happy to have him back. When I watch Spurs and how they use Rodrigo Bentancur, and I look at Thomas Partey, I'm so glad, because the disadvantage Antonio Conte has is Rodrigo Bentancur and Pierre-Emile Højbjerg literally play one. That is one player. That is Rodri. That is Thomas Partey. Because what Rodrigo Bentancur does is pick up the ball, then turn, and try to make those passes in the final third. That is what Partey does. And then what Pierre-Emile Højbjerg does is win the ball back in deeper areas, and then bring it forward. Partey does that as well. So, and the brilliance of Thomas Partey shows the difference between Arsenal and Spurs, because Spurs cannot play Højbjerg alone, and they cannot play Rodrigo Bentancur alone. But for us, we play Partey alone, and that allows us to have Xhaka in a more advanced area on the pitch, and it allows us to have a typical number 10 in Martin Odegaard and Fabio Vieira. So had a very good game, but not convinced. Not really. Not yet there. Xhaka 10 out of 10 is the only player I've given a 10 out of 10 in this game. There is nothing you ask from Granit Xhaka in this game. We always asked him to be mobile. We wanted him to be fast. We wanted him to be clinical. We wanted him to create chances from deep. We wanted him to occupy those advanced areas as a number 10, as a number 8 should be doing. We wanted him to be a leader. We wanted him to take a yellow card for the team, not for his personal reasons. He's done it. He's literally done. That is a performance that if we were playing Prime Barcelona tomorrow, I think I would be deluded to say, let them come. Because I've not seen Xhaka in 7 years I've not seen him play like this. Even at Borussia Mönchengladbach, the times I watched him, I'm not really sure I've seen him play this good. He plays with a smile. He plays with a lot of conviction. He plays like a player who knows what he's doing, and he's so sure that all the criticism has actually gone away. And I think it has gone away well deservedly. Well deserved. He's done well. So in this game, there is no better player on the pitch than Granit Xhaka. There was no better player, both for Brentford and for Arsenal. And Thomas Frank actually was speaking about the quality of Arsenal. And he said, we talked about Odegaard being out, and they just replaced him with Fabio Vieira. He just forgot Granit Xhaka. I think Xhaka occupied, deputized, for Martin Odegaard in everything: the captaincy, the creation of chances, the game control, dictating events. What a game! What a game. I think when he goes back to his bed, lies down, I don't think he'll have the time, because he's another important part for Switzerland. But if he goes back on his bed, lies down, he's going to say, I needed that. I needed that performance. And Arsenal fans, after being humiliated by Manchester United's bad football and losing, we needed such a performance. Fabio Vieira, 6.5 out of 10. Now, he scored a wonder. He scored a screamer, but completely anonymous in the first half. Completely anonymous in the first half. Now, this is, for me, this is my opinion. Fabio Vieira is going to be like Bernardo Silva. It's going to take time for them to come around. Their confidence, because they're players who love being on the ball, and they're players who love creating magic moments, just like he created. But for you to do that, there is one part of the game, one part of psychology that has to be in full form, and that is your confidence. When you look, I look at Fabio Vieira and look at Bernardo Silva. So similar. They will take a shot. They will try to make an assist. They'll run around the field. They'll do everything a good bowler has. So Vieira needs time. I don't want to give him the 8 out of 10. It was a screamer award. No, we know the the quality he possesses, and we know what he can do. So for me, 6.5. Yes, in the second half, I thought he was a little bit better, and that is what the goal does. So Mikel Arteta knows he needs to give him more game time. He needs to give him trust and opportunities. Just allow him play more and more. The more he plays, the more he gets used to the system, the more he gets used to his teammates. Because he's one unfortunate player. He was signed with a small injury, right? So he didn't play in preseason, and he didn't play in any of our first 5 games in the Premier League, right? 5 games, didn't appear, not even from the bench. He has only played 2 games in the Premier League, 3 games for Arsenal in total, 4 games actually, including the under-21 debut that he played in. And he played almost 90 minutes in Zurich. He played, how many minutes were they? Like 20 against Manchester United. And then 90 minutes against Brentford. But in those 90 minutes, we've seen in the later half, that is the last 20 minutes of the game, he started growing into the game, wanted to take more shots, wanted to, slide in passes, wanted to, just impact the game. And he's not one of the players that have impacted the game today. Of course, the goal just takes the game away from Brentford, and they just feel like, okay, it is done. Arsenal have beaten us. But he needs to do more, right? He needs to, and he needs to gather those, that confidence. He needs to be, this is home. He needs to start feeling like this is home. But if anyone feels that this guy is going to be a flop, you're mistaken. He's going to be a classy signing for Arsenal. Rival fans, of course, have already started with their, with their, banter, but could care less. Gabriel Martinelli, wanted to give him a 6.5 out of 10 as well, but I'll give him a 7. Hard-working off the ball. That is the only reason I'm giving him a 7 out of 10. Very hard to dispossess, and when he loses possession, and when Arsenal loses possession, he's always tracking back, and he's really, I don't know how effective and why he's so effective when it comes to winning the ball back, but he's very, very effective. He's one of the players at Arsenal that I've looked at. He wins his aerial duels And he also wins his ground duels very, very much. But my problem with Martinelli is, and I think I should ask you this. Do we judge him on his flair, or do we judge him on his statistics? Because with players like Bukayo Saka, they have already written the script of themselves. We judge Saka on his statistics. His game is absolutely bogus without numbers. With Gabriel Martinelli, it's a little bit confusing. With and without statistics, his presence is always felt on the pitch. More like Gabriel Jesus. Whenever Gabriel Jesus is on the pitch, whether he scores or doesn't score, you will always feel his presence. So that is why I've given Martinelli a 7 out of 10. But for me, I know the quality he possesses. I know how clinical he is, and I know, how fast he is. So in 1v1 situations, he's going to be a deadly player for Arsenal all season. The only question I have with him is, can he carry himself into those dangerous areas, into the final third, try to create problems for the opposition? For me, that is my only ask from him. Gabriel Jesus now 4 goals, Martinelli 3, Saka 1. The ratio is not balancing. I want most from Saka, I want more from Martinelli, and I want more from Gabriel Jesus. I asked 22 from Gabriel Jesus, 18 to go. So, and of course 10 from Martinelli, 10 from Saka. The goals need to keep on coming, Matty. They need to keep on coming. Gabriel Jesus, 9 out of 10. What more do you ask from a number 9? He worked the channels so well that Brentford literally didn't know where to be. They didn't know which players to get close to, and they didn't know when and when not to track him out of the penalty area. He's one of the best modern center forwards, and the fact that Tite dropped him for Brazil is absolutely appalling. I don't understand it. I said this in my match reaction in the morning. In my reaction in the morning to to the fact that he wasn't called up, and also I think yesterday. It just doesn't make any sense that he wasn't called up. But this performance again from Gabriel Jesus, the goal is Erling Haaland quality. Yeah. So because Erling Haaland is now is kind of this the level that we look at, it's Erling Haaland quality. Just jump ahead of Ben-Mee. He times the run so well that he beats Ben-Mee. Because again, how do you explain that Gabriel Jesus beat Ben-Mee to an aerial duel? It's ridiculous. It doesn't happen. It doesn't really happen. So he beats Ben-Mee with a run, jumps up, heads the ball back across goal. It's a very difficult technique. He does it. It's a quality number 9. He's a really, really quality number 9. And for me, other players should be scoring more goals than Gabriel Jesus because he works the channel so well. Literally, when he comes out of that back line, he comes with a centre back that already creates gaps in their in their system. Nothing to say about this guy. Nothing to say about this guy. 2 assists from Bukayo Saka. Is going to be the lead assister at Arsenal this season. The reason it's not because Martin Odegaard is not going to be, creative, or Fabio Vieira is not going to be that good. The reason is Bukayo Saka has a lot of time and space, and he's still not giving us his level best. For me, Saka should be better than the previous 2 seasons. He's not yet there. He's not yet there. And when he gets there, I just pity Premier League defenses, because when you have Saka running at you 1v1, you have Martinelli running at you 1v1, they're stretching your back line, and literally you're coming inside, right? And as they come inside, they're creating a lot of space for our fullbacks running to, then you stretch again. I don't know how Premier League defenses are really going to cope up with Arsenal this season. But Saka again, 2 assists this afternoon actually. Another good performance. He should have scored, in my opinion. Had 2 very clear-cut chances. He needs to be more clinical. That is one thing we'll talk about in the 6 things we learned. Saka's clinical rate is not yet there. He needs to be more lethal. He needs to be a little bit, sharper in front of goal. Now, the substitutions, Edin Ketia, 5 out of 10. I honestly don't feel that the substitutions had a very, very great impact apart from game management. Albert Sambilekong as well, 5 out of 10. I thought he actually had a better role to play than Edin Ketia when both of them actually came on. Tomiyasu, 5 out of 10. Ethan Nwaneri, 5 out of 10 as well. Coming onto the pitch at 15, at the age of 15, and 189 days is remarkable. He's now holding the Premier League record. And I don't know what Mikel Arteta was trying to do there. Was he trying to set a record? Was he trying to... Is he introducing Ethan Nwaneri as one of the players that we're going to see more of this season, just like McQueenus? I hope so, right? I hope so. But now the youngest player to play ever in the Premier League since 1992. Mikel Arteta and Thomas Frank, the battle has been lost for Thomas. And I just like the way Thomas Frank reacted to this in his press conference, because he said they deserve to win. They're so good. They worked harder than us. I mean, I just love such managers. When you lose a game in such a manner, it's better to realize that your team didn't stand up to the occasion, didn't provide the quality that you should have. So I would say Mikel Arteta, he was very smart, by the way, as well. So we could give him an 8 out of 10. Yeah, 8 out of 10. Fantastic tactics, and the deliberate message to these players of they will frustrate us, but don't allow them to come out and have chances on the break was quality. That was quality, because the same game plan, Man United had could have been implemented today, but it wasn't. And the reason as to why it wasn't, Mikel spoke to them. You could see whenever Brentford had the ball, we were hunting in packs. We were never allowing them to come out, and eventually Brentford felt their plan A was frustrated. Their plan B had already failed, because when Arsenal are on the ball, unless you're Manchester City or Liverpool, you can't beat them to possession. So it ended up as a massacre. So Mikel, 8 out of 10. Yeah, see you tomorrow, I think. I don't think I'm creating any more content today. Good night.